What's up, guys? Welcome back to the review space, and today on Versus we take a look at a couple of really cool Captain America, the First Avenger movie action figures. We have Captain Britain going up against good old Cap himself, the heroic age version of Captain America. Let's do this.
With a heart of a lion, the strength of 10, with enough skill to travel uphill and get back down again. Many miles in my moccasins and many tales to tell.
Okay, dokie. So we got really, these are some of the coolest figures in this line of the 2011 Captain America First Avenger series of action figures. Very cool. And these are a couple of the best I could find. I mean, these two figures, these two characters are just so sweet looking, especially these versions where, because the thing too is they have that shiny gloss to them. And let's see if hopefully you guys can see it, but you see that they got that certain particular gloss to the character, to the different colors. And taking a look at the packaging of both figures, they're pretty much identical. Well, they are identical. I mean, it's the same exact packaging, just obviously different figures inside. Both are by Hasbro, ages 4 and up. Marvel Studios, you got the little Avengers Assemble thing going on over here, which is like basically the prelude to the Avengers movie and the next series of the action figures from those movies. I don't know, you guys. I mean, to be honest, we already had these sets of figures. You know, we already had Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. I mean, next year when they release the Avengers, or whenever they release it in the future, it's gonna be like, are they just gonna release the same continuation of the figures, or is it gonna be like from the same basic like lineup? I mean, you might as well re-release these figures again, or just keep, you know, keep them on the shelf, because I mean, to release new versions. Anyway, I'm getting on the rant, getting off topic. I have no idea why, but let's get back on comparing these two really cool figures. Yes, let's start off with Captain Britain. Dun, 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 dun. All right, man, he looks cool. The first thing I noticed about this figure was how wicked he looks. He has really cool, like his helmet, the design of his armor, the color scheme. He looks awesome. I mean, this is definitely one of the cooler looking characters from this particular wave of characters. Not really familiar with his character though, like not familiar with what he's about, his personality, what he's like, and his storyline. I have no idea because I don't read the comics. Not really familiar with the character itself. But I've heard of him. I mean, I've heard of Captain Britain. They've tried to do like other characters, other captains of other countries and stuff. You know, kind of like these patriotic style of characters where it's based, the gimmick is based on the actual country. Like in WWF, it was like the guys like the Patriot. And so you have Captain Britain. And taking a look at the back, he's got a clip-on rocket blaster right here, which is just like sweet. I hope it fires, and it's one of those projectile things that shoots out. And it's, I guess it's figure number 6 or whatever. And then you have these other figures in the lineup as well. Collect them all, each sold separately. You have guys like Red Skull, which is like the main villain. You have Crossbones. That was a cool figure. Crossbones is definitely one of the better villains. He just looks cool. I mean, he kind of looks like Punisher with the, you know, that skull thing. But I thought that his actual figure, the rest of his body, was just kind of like a typical like G.I. Joe, like generic army man figure. You know, kind of like that jungle soldier fatigue, you know, or not fatigue, but soldier gear. So aside from having a really cool like face, you know, the rest of the figure itself was just kind of like eh. And then of course you got good old Cap, classic Cap. There's so many versions of Captain America, and you know, taking a look at the carded version of this figure, it's the heroic age edition, which is like, again, it's more of the new kind of newfangled, you know, look. kind of like a, I don't want to say a reboot, but yeah, I mean, sort of a newer generation look to him, new school, as opposed to his older look where he's got the full, you know, blue suit. Everything is blue, and it looks more like a cloth as opposed to this. This looks more like a I don't know what you call it, just a superhero suit. You know, one of those new age superhero suits. And he looks cool because the actual, like, his weapon is a blade. You know, it's a bladed shield, and that's sort of, it gives a new look, you know, a new flavor to his weapon, his classic shield that he's had forever. So that's really cool. I mean, it's just, I mean, it just looks sweet. You know, I love the design, the freaking, the glossiness of it. Now, comparing the two carded figures side by side, which one is better? It's pretty close. It's pretty close. I mean, these two figures are quite unique. You know, I mean, Captain Britain has the mighty Excalibur sword, which is nice to look at. It's kind of like, wow, he's got a sword, and it kind of matches the whole, you know, he's the UK, and he's got the sword thing going on, this Excalibur. And then you have the Shield of America. And so you have the sword shield kind of thing, this sort of knight, you know, this knightly Middle Ages kind of vibe to the figures, which is kind of cool. I mean, just because he's kind of unique and he's kind of a newer character for me, Captain Britain just looks cool. Although he does get points taken off for having a pinkish, you know, that white area over here on his chest, that's supposed to be white. Straight up white. Actually, it's more pink. Even on his helmet, it's more pink. Which is kind of a shame. I can't really pick between the two. I mean, both are really cool figure. I'd go with Captain Britain just because he's cool. But both are pretty awesome enough that I think it's kind of a draw. So, as the carded figures are, they're pretty much identical. And, I mean, as much as I'd like to give it to Captain Britain out of sheer favoritism, both are sweet enough. I think it's a draw. So, this is going to be a tie. As the carded figures are. Alright, but you know we're not going to keep it carded. Of course, we are going to open both. So, let's open them both up and compare the two figures side by side. Let's do this. Alright, so now that the figures are out of the packaging, we have Captain America and Captain Britain. And they're now set free, set loose. Let's compare these two cool looking Captain America figures. Alright, so first up, let's take a look at Captain Britain. He has a couple of accessories. Let's take it out first. That's really tight. It's a tight snap. Come on. Okay, ridiculous. So he's got a sword. It's just, again, this is a Excalibur, the mighty Excalibur, legendary swords of the kings and the knights. Captain Britain is a very cool looking figure, first of all, because I mean, it's kind of like his look is a little bit like a mix between RoboCop, like especially his helmet. It kind of looks like RoboCop, and then he's got the colors of a patriotic type of character, and it's very shiny, and it's got a new school kind of shininess to his gloss to his colors, and he just, I don't know, there's something really cool about him. I really like it. You know, it's very eye-catching. It's very he stands out, basically. He stands out. Don't know much about the character though. Don't know much about his background, how he came to be, if he's like, you know, Captain America's ally. He probably is. I mean, you know, it's kind of like a Britain and American kind of thing. As far as articulation, he can move his head like this side to side. He can bend his arm, his hand at the elbow here, his forearm, and then you can twist his hand at the wrist. Of course, his you know, his bicep area, his bicep arm here, you can twist it and move it up and down. And you can twist his chest, upper chest from his abdomen like that. And you can even move his foot up and down like this, kind of like, yeah. Instead of actually rotating it and twisting it, you can do the twisting part here at the leg, and even there's a separation here where you can even separate his thigh and twist it from the ball jointed section here that connects to his hip. And then of course you can bend his knee like that. So pretty good articulation. It's a 4-inch figure, Marvel figure, so can't expect less. Got the basics covered. And as far as his weapons, he has the Excalibur sword here. So pretty cool looking sword. It totally matches his you know, his look, his gimmick or whatever, his persona. Looks so cool. And then he's got this projectile that can actually fire. And if you press this button here, it fires like that. So let's see. Let's snap it on like that. Ugh. Take that. My name is Captain Britain, and I came to bring justice to all of Britannia. Hi-ya! Ugh. That was sweet. And then what you do is you basically just push it inside here like that. It's actually, yeah, it's kind of a tough, there's almost like a forceful nature about it. You have to really force it in. It's a cool accessory. I mean, he definitely looks cool, and he definitely looks like a real superhero. I wish that they would actually feature him more in cartoons and stuff like that, and kind of make him more of a well-known character. Very cool design. He's just, I love it. I love his design, and he even came with a. Where'd it go? All right, he came with this leaflet right here. Captain Britain. Captain Britain is a jack of many trades and a master of all. Strength, stamina, flight. He can fly. Wow, an invisible force field. Interesting. He's got everything he needs to battle villains all across the globe. The more he believes in himself, the more powerful he becomes, and the more justice he can bring to Britain and the rest of the world. What? So he has to rely on self-confidence to actually be strong? Wow. I wonder if he... Wow, can you imagine if he was actually cocky and completely arrogant and completely, like, almost delusional to the point that he was like, yep, I can beat anyone. He'd be unstoppable. Now, one thing I did notice is that his actual design, like the color scheme, is a little bit off. The part where it's supposed to be white is actually pink here because it looks like the paint kind of ran off and blended with the white. Unfortunately, even on his helmet, you know, it's supposed to be completely white, but it's pinkish here. That kind of stinks, really. Aside from that, the figure looks great. Great color scheme, great design, and he's just a really cool looking figure. Clip-on rocket blaster. Take that, picture. Go! It's over. Alright. Okay, so that's the figure of Captain Britain. Now let's go check out... Yes, yes, yes. Captain America. This is a really cool version of Captain America. As a matter of fact, let's go check out his profile. He's the heroic age version. Actually, guess what? This guy isn't really Cap. He's Bucky. He was the former sidekick of Captain America himself. But then, Bucky inherits the honor of becoming the new Captain America, as well as the original super soldier's mighty vibranium shield. Vibranium. A master marksman and fighter, Bucky is more than ready to take on the challenge of protecting the world from the wrath of Red Skull. Watch out as Bucky hits multiple targets with the throw of his awesome shield. Definitely. So it's Bucky. It's almost like, you know, if Robin took over and became Batman himself. So the sidekick kind of becoming the actual main hero. That's kind of cool, and it really is. It sort of makes Bucky an even... Whoa, look at that. You see that? So this weapon itself, the shield, this blade shield, you tuck it in like that, you kind of push it in, the blades would have this nice circular pattern, but then you press the middle, the star, and then, oh snap, you got these sharp edge blades right there, almost like a shuriken thing. Or is that a shuriken? A ninja star, almost like a ninja star, or the thing that Sasuke throws in the, you know, in Naruto. It looks cool. Or even that thing that the guy throws in this video game called, what is it? The Darksiders, you know, that whirlwind boomerang thing, that bladed boomerang. It probably, what it does is it stays like this, and then he throws it, and then maybe that's what it does. Like maybe in midair as it is being thrown, the blades you know, disengage. Oh yeah, and he's got other accessories. He's just got a, you know, very basic pistol here and a very basic knife. So of course he can hold it, obviously. Now actually, which way? Alright. So you can even put the gun, the pistol through. Alright, he can, yeah. And that's his basic weapons. He's got a gun, he's got a knife, and he's got this incredibly dangerous shield that it can actually attach to his back like this. So that's very, very cool. There you go. Like a turtle shell. Oh yeah, he's ready to rock and roll. He's packing. And you know, the only main difference in terms of articulation, they're pretty much identical. The only difference really is the foot. This one rotates like this. It doesn't go up and down like Captain Britain. For some reason, his foot goes up and down. His rotates. So as far as articulation, they're very, very, very similar. They're pretty much the same. Oh man, these two figures are so cool, and they're so... both of them are just ridiculously cool figures. Probably the two best out of the particular series. So there you go, you got two very cool figures. I mean, both of these Captain America figures are just awesome. I think that they're both worthy of getting. If I just had to pick one though, I mean honestly, if it came right down to it, if I had to choose just one action figure, oh my goodness. It's a tie. There's just no way of... I can't pick a single one. Both are just as cool as each other. It's a draw. Both are sweet. Okay, so that's it for this episode of the Review Space, and this edition of Versus, man, really, really close, probably one of the closest there's ever been. Both figures are definitely worth getting, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So, tune in next time. We got a lot more reviews coming up, alright? So, that's it for this episode of the Review Space. Thanks again for watching, and ciao!